Sean Zattel here with the undefeated super welterweight, my man out of Puerto Rico, Xander Zayas, headlining again September 27th back in New York City. Xander, what's going on, man? Number 3 by the WBO, number 6 by the WBC, number 7 by the IBF. What's going on, Xander?
Man, Sean, you got all the stats, man. I'm doing great, brother. Thank you for taking your time again. Thank you for doing this interview once again. It's amazing talking to you. And man, I'm ready. I'm ready to put on a show like I always do, bro.
Appreciate that, brother. So let's start. Let's start with your fight, man, with Damian Sosa, 25-2. Out of Mexico. What do you want to show against Damian Sosa? What's the
Man,
improvements to keep an eye on for the fans?
man, the eyes. I want to show that the eyes gotten better, that defense gotten better. I've been able to see my openings. I'm able to control pressure fighters. I'm able to outbox and out hustle them when I have to. I'm able to make that. I feel like that's the whole key for me every time in, just being able to make the adjustments from the last fight. What I didn't do last fight, do it this one. And I feel like little by little we keep improving, we keep getting better, and soon enough we'll be fighting for a world championship.
You know, you mentioned some of the things you didn't show in the last fight. You still won very decisively against a former champion in Teixeira, but he's a long range guy and a mover, and it looks like Sosa's style is different than that. So do
For
you
sure.
think you'll be able to look more spectacular against this style? And since you touched on
Man,
it, what's some of the things you didn't show that you
you
didn't
know,
like
I,
against
I, I feel
Teixeira?
like I feel like I look better when I have somebody coming at me and I can counter and be aggressive with my punches and then being able to counter in between. I feel like I look better. If you watch all my fights, I look better when I'm fighting off my movement. Um, and last fight, to be honest, there's nothing that I could have done to show. Like, I mean, I feel like I did everything. The only thing that I didn't do was knock him out, but you can knock something out when it's not there to be hit, when it's not there to want to fight. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to risk it. After maybe round 3, he got in cruise control and said, "Okay, I'm just trying not to get knocked out." But overall, I feel like we made all the adjustment. Everything that my coach and my corner told me, I did. When it was time to make him fall in, we made him fall in. When it was time to go chase him, we chased him. I feel like we did everything. Maybe I could have stepped it up a bit more, but overall, I was content and I was happy with my performance. And this time around, we're just looking for the same thing: just keep improving, keep getting better, fighting off the angles, listening to the corner, making the adjustments, and getting the victory.
You know, when you look at this division, which is red hot now, which wasn't, Charlo became undisputed, but it wasn't this stacked just a couple years ago, and now it is.
Yeah,
But you look at Virgil Ortiz, he's 26. Fundura is 26. Tim Tszyu is 29. Terrence Crawford is 36. And you're still a young 21-year-old fighter. What do you make of that, man? I know you want that title fight soon,
yeah.
but is it a thing where you have to trust the process right now a little bit when those guys are more matured?
Man, it's always been about trusting the process, but I also have belief in myself. I'm also very confident in my skills and what I can do in the ring. And be able to face any of those guys. I feel like the fight with Vergil Ortiz next year is something that it might be possible against Puerto Rico versus Mexico, a great war. He just became a champion or a mandatory, something like that for the
Interim
for the
champion. Yeah, interim champion.
WBC interim champion. So it's something that is in the works. Now we have Tim Tszyu fighting in October here in Florida. I'll be there in attendance. Fundora still has to fight. We saw Terrence Crawford just fought Madrimov, and he looked good, but he didn't look as the same Crawford as we're expecting or we're expecting. So a lot of these guys, yeah, they're great fighters, and I don't take nothing away from them. But
Oh, dang. Let me pause it.
these guys are great, and the division is red hot. But I feel like I'm prepared. I'm ready to take on these guys, and I will continue to show it fight by fight. You know, when they give me the opportunity, I'm going to continue to trust the process, and when the opportunity is right, I'm gonna take it.
Well, you gotta love, your willingness as a young fighter to want those opportunities. I think that's, exactly what people would want to hear. But based on watching that, first of all, did you think Ortiz won that fight against Bohachuk? And when you mentioned it could be
Man,
in the works, what would that fight look like with you two stylistically?
man. Well, but to your first question, it was a hard fight to score. It was a back and forth. Man, I thought Bohachuk pulled it off, but I have to give the last couple rounds, championship rounds, to Virgil. Virgil, he put it together. He made the adjustment. He started boxing. He made the night harder for him that he needed to. I mean, they were giving him great instructions. Bohachuk is not good fighting from the outside. And every time he was boxing, he was doing great. I feel like he just wanted to show that he still have or have the knockout power. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that you're strong. Everybody knows you're explosive. But what else can you show us? And to your second question, back to making that fight happen next year. I feel like sometime next year, June, mid-year, is something that can definitely work for both of us, me, him, top ranked Golden Boy, and also stylistically, I know he's just gonna come forward and pressure and throw a lot of bombs. I just gotta stay focused, see those punches coming, counter him right in between, just like Bohachuk did. I think Bohachuk showed a lot of things that he wasn't ready or good at, and we can explore those things.
Just listening to you talk right now, the boxing IQ stands out, at 21 years old, the way you just broke down that fight. And, I think when we look at a young Puerto Rican fighter, people want to see the power of Trinidad or Cotto or Alfredo Gomez, and you've shown power, but and those guys had IQ. They're not just power. But
Sure.
is that really what's going to separate you more than the power of a Felix Trinidad? Is
Man,
going to be the IQ?
the name of the game is hit and not get hit, not see who got the biggest balls. This is all about being smart. When I retire, I want to be able to enjoy my family, enjoy my money, enjoy my wealth. So we gotta be smart. The power I feel like is there. A lot of these guys, they always come in before the fight talking, oh, he's not ready, he's too young, he won't be able to stand a chance with me. So they get hit. Once they get hit, they go into a shell and they don't want to throw punches anymore. What does that tell you? It's not that I don't have power because I don't knock them out. It's because they felt it. So they go into a shell. They don't throw punches. They go into survival mode. What can I do? I can knock somebody out when they're not opening themselves up, you know? So I feel like the power is there. The IQ is there. I love what I do. I study what I do. I sit down every Saturday or every day that there's a fight and try to watch and try to learn something new, try to pick up on things that they do wrong so I don't commit the same mistakes. So I definitely enjoy boxing. I enjoy watching them. I'm a fan of it, and I love it.
Have you had a chance to catch up with Miguel Cotto yet and get some insight from him?
We've had conversations. I feel like every time I talk to him, I try not to speak boxing. I feel like everybody want to speak boxing to him, and when I catch up with like big guys in the game or in general in life, I try to catch up something outside of boxing. When I would like fans to meet me and talk to me about something else than just boxing. You get what I'm saying? So I try to do the same. Yeah, we catch up a little bit and talk a little bit in there, but not necessarily always about boxing.
Well, maybe he's saving the boxing talk for when it's time, for when you really need it.
Yeah, probably, yes, definitely. Or maybe I'm saving it for when I know I need it.
Right, like, hey, OG, this is a tough fight I got coming up. This is a title fight now.
for sure.
Now we need to talk some boxing.
For sure.